What's up, everyone? We're here with Anaheim Ducks forward Adam Henrique. So, Adam, thanks for being with us today. So, first question, coming up for this season, what are your kind of your personal goals, and then team goals heading into this season?
I think team goals certainly battle for a playoff spot. We haven't been in the playoffs for a few years now, and I think there was a tremendous amount of progress last year towards that, and I think there's going to be more of that this year. So, as a team, I think getting back into the playoffs is the main focus. Personally, I tend not to really, put numbers, I guess, on how many goals or assists or points that I'd like to be at. But certainly, I think how my year went last year, kind of on pace for a career year. It'd be nice to, be able to do that again. And then, as far as that, I think a broader picture would be just to help lead the group. We have a lot of young players coming in this year, and so personally for me, it's just to try and grow as a leader and help the young guys come along, and which will help the team along.
And then when you kind of mentioned the playoffs and like your past playoff experience too, how do you kind of pass on that knowledge? Because everyone knows like playoffs are a different game, so it's kind of one of those things where you don't really feel it until you get there. But how do you kind of pass that on to some of the guys on the team that haven't made the playoffs?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, experience helps, and I've made one long playoff run in my career, and to kind of have that, you try to teach the little things, I guess, to the younger players that haven't been there, or even not even looking ahead to playoffs, but throughout the season, you try to help the guys, know what it takes to be a day-to-day player in the NHL, which some guys haven't been there yet, because it's a long, hard year. It's a grind of a season, so you have to kind of take what comes at you differently sometimes, but again, it's right from that opening game, it's kind of full press forward. So everybody's got to be prepared, and it's certainly an exciting time for us.
Yeah, and when it comes to your position on the ice, that center position, I think most of your goals, I think, have mainly scored with tip-ins and deflections and whatnot. How do you kind of work on that in practice, like training camps coming up? Is there certain drills that you work on with your hand-eye, or how do you kind of be more adept at scoring deflections?
I think, you're used to seeing highlight reel goals on when you watch TV, but a lot of the goals are ugly goals scored from, within a certain distance from the net. So to be with, between the hash marks is kind of an area I like to try and be, to get to the net front, to find loose pucks, like you said, tipping pucks, and that's something too you just work on with defensemen. Before practice or after practice, them just shooting pucks in, getting the tips, and then again in the position, I normally play on the power play. The high tip is a great spot to be able to try and score. So with the skill of the defenseman and guys that look for that, it makes it a lot easier on me, and hopefully you can have plenty more of those this year.
Yeah, and like we kind of mentioned before, like the team's a nice young team, but you guys lost your Brian Getzlaf to retirement, and it's hard to kind of fill that void in the locker room. But how do you guys kind of step up when it comes to like his offensive production, or when someone like that franchise great kind of retires? How do you guys kind of fill that void for the season?
Yeah, that's tough. It's not you have to do it by committee. I think we have a great leadership group within the locker room with a number of guys. And again, for us leaders, it's about bringing the younger players into that and showing them how to, help, I guess, replace what Ryan brought to us for so many years. So, until that kind of day one when he's not there, it doesn't feel like it's almost real within the group, because every year he's there and somebody that we've counted on for so long. So I think collectively as a group, with the guys that we have, we'll be able to try and fill that void a bit. But and again, those are just lessons that he passed on to us that we try to learn from him, and we try to do the same thing and kind of pay it forward to the younger players. So
that's awesome.
Certainly a big challenge.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe like on the personal side, you've been in Anaheim for a few years now. What's it like kind of living in Orange County, kind of like the overall vibe? Like how have you kind of adjusted, being an Anaheim Duck in Orange County?
You know what, it's awesome to live here. I mean, the weather speaks for itself. Besides the rain lately, other than that, everything is great. Leave the rink after practice. It's sunny, there's no snow. So I haven't been through a winter for about 5 years now, which almost forget what it's like. But we certainly love it. My family loves it. Love when our family comes out to visit throughout the winter because it's like a vacation for them. And it just makes life outside of hockey for myself or families much more enjoyable.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to answer some questions with us today, and good luck this season.
Awesome. Thanks
Appreciate
for having me.
Thank you so much.